Okay, welcome to Key to Success Academy. My name is Chandrasekhar, and we are going to discuss about Arun Kolatkar. And his full name is Arun Balkrishna Kolatkar. In short, he is called Arun Kolatkar. He born in 1932 and he died in 2004, in the year 2004, because of terminal stomach cancer. Due to terminal stomach cancer. Okay, he born in Kolhapur. Kolhapur is the part of Maharashtra. So he is known for expressing the humor in everyday life. So he blended up, he mixed up the humor, the comic things in day-to-day life, in everyday life. We can get this point in his poetry. Okay, his education: attended Raja Ram High School in Kolhapur, studied at the JJ School of Art in Bombay. JJ School of Art, note this point. JJ School of Art, because he studied in this school. That's why he learned graphic designing, some artistic things. So we can see these things reflect in his career, right? So graduating in 1957 में इन्होंने अपना graduation किया. So career. So Kolatkar was also a noted graphic designer. This graphic designing he learned from this school, the JJ School of Art in Bombay. Okay, and art director. He was art director. So working for advertising agencies like Lintus and mass communication and marketing. So he works in this kind of agencies, right? He won the prestigious CAG Communication of Arts Guild. Communication of Arts Award. He won this prestigious award for advertising 6 times and was inducted into the CAG Hall of Fame. So this is the CAG. Because of his art, because of his graphic designing, he won this prestigious award. Bohemian persona. What's that name? Okay, bohemian persona. He is kind of bohemian person, right? He has some kind of characteristics of bohemian person. So what does mean by bohemian person? So bohemian person is that just like people, they just want to go away from the society. They don't want to follow the rule of the society or convention of the society or the tradition of the society. They just want to remain aloof from this kind of society, and they create their own environment, and they just want to live in a kind of environment that they find like-minded people. Just like if you belong to art, you love painting, then you just want to be surrounded the kind of environment, right? So in the same way, the bohemian kind of person, they don't want to follow the rule of the society, they don't want to follow the tradition of the society, they just want to live aloof. Okay, and by this they just want to live a poverty life or nearby the poverty life, right? So they think that if you are living in poverty life, you are facing difficulties, you are in trouble, you are in problem, then you can get something to solve this problem. And whatever you can get from your mind, that may be the creativity of your mind, and those kind of things, when you get yourself surround the difficulties in your life, then you can get a creativity. So that kind of person, bohemian person, they don't want to come up the public. They just want to remain secluded. They just want to remain, I would say, like a introvert, right? So this kind of person, a bohemian person, there was a movement that is called bohemianism. So bohemianism, you can get a kind of characteristics that I have mentioned here today. So bohemian persona, he has kind of Ms. Arun Kolatkar has a characteristic of bohemia, right? He just want to be reclused, he just want to be secluded. So we can see a kind of a persona in his personality. So known for reclusive and bohemian lifestyle, Kolatkar shunned publicity. He doesn't want to go and come up to the public, right? So he shunned, I mean, he takes himself away from the public, right? So this kind of person is called bohemian persona or bohemian personality, right? Look at the picture of Arun Kolatkar. How does he look like? Is he looking old? No. It may be sometime, it seems to be old from outer appearance, but his mind is much more younger, right? So, okay, we talk about his poetry. So first is Jejeri. Jejeri is 1976. It was published, and Jejeri it is a poetry collection, and we can find many poems, around 31 poems inside this Jejeri. Okay, and the second is Kala Ghoda poems. It was published in 2004, and in 2004, Arun Kolatkar died, right, because of the terminal stomach cancer. And Bij Ki Wahi 2004, and it is a Marathi verse collection that won the Sahitya Academy Award in 2005. Okay, so you need to remember this point and note it down. It is very, very important. Because of this, Bij Ki Wahi 2004 got the Sahitya Academy Award in 2005. Showcase Kolatkar's mastery of the Bombay argot. Okay, argot. We study argot in linguistics. What is the argot? Okay, to understand this topic argot, let's suppose an example. Let's suppose a situation. I have a friend, and we both were having conversation. Okay, I am talking to him and he talks to me. So there are many people, and we just want to we don't want let other people understand our topic, our conversation, what we are talking, and in which topic we are talking about, right? So for this, we just want those person don't understand our topic, don't understand our conversation. So we use argot, a kind of language that the other people don't understand, right? So this kind of sentence may be the separate sentence that I and the person with whom I am talking to, that both understand, but other people don't understand this topic or don't understand this language. So it may be the jargon, the kind of technical words, right? So this is called argot. So he blended Hindi and Marathi dialect. Okay, Indian Marathi. So that's why it becomes very difficult to understand, right? So next is Sarpa Satra. It was published in 2004. It is about the retelling of mythological. Sastra means it is also representing mythological myth about our ancient story. We can say narrative, published as Kolatkar faced terminal stomach cancer. I have already told you that in 2004 he died due to the terminal stomach cancer. Okay, and next is the Boat Ride and Other Poems. It was published in 2008, sorry, after the death of Arun Kolatkar. So let's talk about the Jejeri. It was published in 1976, and its setting is Jejeri. Okay, Jejeri is the place. It is the place where the god Khandoba temple is found, or Khandoba temple is located in particular place, Jejuri. It is a part of Maharashtra. It is a dusty pilgrimage town, 150 kilometers away from Mumbai, centered around the Khandoba temple. So when you go to this place, Jejuri, then you can find Khandoba temple. And because of this Khandoba temple, many people go there as a journey, as a pilgrimage, right? So there's the Jejeri. It was published in 1976, and it is a sequence of 31 poems. How many poems are there in Jejeri? 31 poems are there. Okay, by Arun Kolatkar, written in English, inspired by his 1964 visit to the temple. Which temple? Jejeri, or the temple Khandoba temple. Okay, so town of Jejeri, Maharashtra, a pilgrimage site for devotees of the Hindu god Khandoba. Khandoba is quite famous in Maharashtra, especially in Jejeri. Okay, this modernist work which won the Commonwealth Poetry Prize in 1977. Okay, because of this Jejeri and because of this modernist style of his writing, he won the Commonwealth Prize in 1977. You need to know this point. Okay, so it was first published in Opinion Literary Quarterly in 1974. Okay, this is the magazine name, Opinion Literary Quarterly. This is a magazine. Okay, Kolatkar critiques blind faith in the sense that in India it is very obvious that we people just we go to temple to worship the god, but we don't support the people who are around us. So we just want to show up that we worship the god, we are doing good things, we are going to do good deeds in our life, but we are not exactly. Right? So means if you are going to the temple, if you want to worship the god, it means you are just trying to show up. You are neglecting your surrounding. People are hungry and people are in trouble, and you are not supporting them, you are not helping them, so it is not the worship of the god, right? So that's why this is and we are, means just like we show the people that we are just like we are mankind and we are doing good things, right? But we are not. So this kind of things, we faith, blind faith we call it, and people are following the things without rationally thinking, right? So means there is a logic, we don't think logically, we just, what the people are doing, we just follow them. So these are the things called blind faith. So he mocks on this. Okay, and religious hypocrisy. Religious hypocrisy, it is quite famous in India that people are religiously following, people are fighting because of the religious things, right? Hindu and Muslim, and the clash between tradition and modernity. Tradition and modernity means that when we are following our tradition and we are still living in the modern society, so it becomes very difficult to leave that. On the first hand, we are following our tradition, and the second hand, in the second hand, we are trying to live in this modern society. So we can get kind of clash between this tradition and modernity, right? Here is the structure. The sequence begins with the bus. First poem we can get here is the bus, because this is the 31 poems are 31 poems are there. So first poem is the bus, depicting the protagonist bumpy journey in the sense that the road is like a means dilapidated, like tutti frutti road hai, and we go there by bumping our bumps. So that's why it is called bumpy journey to Jejuri, and ends with the railway station. This is the last, I think this is the last poem, the railway station, marking his departure. Okay, here are the themes. We can get the skepticism and versus faith. Skepticism versus faith. Skepticism, the kind of person who doubts on everything, who doubts on the person who sees some kind of rationality. If the people are following these things, is good or not? If it is good, then why? If it is not good, then why? So this kind of person is called skeptic person. So here the theme we can get the skepticism and faith. Why people are blindly following the things, why people are blindly following the religious things, right? So we can get the skepticism versus faith, and the protagonist rational lens exposes the absurdity of ritual, as in the priest, where a priest greed overshadows spirituality, right? So here the priest are shows as the greedy persons, right? So here the next theme is the decay and modernity. So here the dilapidated temples and fading tradition reflect the tension between India's past and present. So here the decay and modernity. So we can see the dilapidated temples that show the decay of the tradition, the decay of the modernity, the decay of the spiritualism inside our heart, right? Our mind. Though we can say that the spirituality is deteriorating and decaying, we can say. So we can see the decay and modernity in this kind of modern situation. That is the tension, that is the past and present. We can get decay and modernity in this theme. Okay, here are the another theme is marginality. Okay, Jejuri means we can find this kind of themes. In Jejuri, 31 poems are there, right? So marginality means, okay, just take an example. There is the center. Okay, elite people or aristocratic people or educated people are in the center. Okay, and the beggars or uneducated or illiterate people are marginalized. They are in border. They have no fame. They have no value in our society. So what the Kolatkar tries to say, that Kolatkar gives voice to the overlooked, beggars, dogs, and inanimate in the sense the non-living things. He tries to give the values. Those people, beggars, dogs, and non-living things or object, right? Imbuing them with dignity. So he just tried to give him dignity. He just tries to give them dignity. Beggars, dogs, and non-living things, right? They are not marginalized. They are the part of our society. right? So we can also get the visual artistry in the sense that he was the graphic designer. So we can say that his imagination power, we can understand that his imagination power, his artistry, his visual thinking, his visual imagination, we can find in his poetries, right? So first, his background as a graphic designer, as I have already told you, that shines through in lucid cinematic imagery, like the eight-armed goddess, low temple, and in heart of ruin. So we can see the visual imagery in his poetry, right? Okay, let's talk about the first poem of the Jejuri. Okay, first is the bus. Let's talk about the line. The tarpaulin flaps are buttoned down on the windows of the state transport bus all the way up to Jejuri. Okay, here the scene is the poet. The poet is going to Jejuri. He's talking about his journey to Jejuri. There is a temple that is called Khandoba Temple. Has got Khandoba Temple. So here is the Jejuri is the part of Maharashtra, and he is going to this journey, right? So here the tarpaulin is called, it is tripal, we can call tripal in Hindi. Tripal. So the tarpaulin flaps are buttoned down on the window of the state transport bus all the way up to Jejuri. So you can see the image here. I have mentioned here, I have inserted here. This is the state transport bus, and here is the tripal, or we can say that tarpaulin. This is the tarpaulin. So the bus is covered with tarpaulin, and that tarpaulin is tied up, or the tarpaulin is tied up. It is called button down. That tarpaulin is tied up or buttoned down. Buttoned down on the window of the state transport bus. On the window, you can see this. So the tarpaulin flaps are buttoned down on the windows of the state transport bus and all the way up to Jejuri, right? So the poet is going to Jejuri, and that bus by which he is going, that bus is covered with the tarpaulin or tripal, and that tripal is covered and tied up on the window, right? So this is the first line. So look at the scenario, look at the imagination. You can image the exactly bus. So there was the time when the state transport bus was were going on the road, right? That's why it is mentioned that the state transport bus. Next line, the cold wind keeps sweeping, okay, and slapping a corner of tarpaulin at your elbow. Okay, so this is I think the scenario is the winter season, I think, because the cold is whipping, means that there is a very cold situation, and when the bus goes on, the bus heads to the journey, heads to the Jejuri, then the writers or the poet, the people who are inside the bus, they are getting cold, they are getting cold wind from the window, right? So here the poet says that a cold wind keeps whipping and slapping a corner of tarpaulin at your elbow, and because of the wind, the tarpaulin is flapping, and that tarpaulin touching our elbows, right? So this is the second line. Okay, next, you look down the roaring road, you search for the sign of daybreak in what little light spills out of bus. So this line suggests that this is the darkness, this is the night time, and the night time the journey is going on, and you look down the roaring road, you search for the sign of daybreak in the way, because they are going journey, and the time is night time, because there was darkness. So they are waiting for the daylight, they are waiting for the daybreak, they are waiting for the morning light, right? So because that is a long journey, and they are waking up in the night, and they are not getting the light, so because of that they are searching for the light, right? So here this is the situation of the light, and the situation is the morning situation, night situation. They are waiting for the morning light or sunshine. Next line, your own divided face in the pair of glasses on an old man's nose is all the countryside you get to see. Look at the imaginary. Okay, so see this image. So the old man is wearing the glass, and he has two glasses here, first and the second is here, okay, and he is wearing this glass on his nose, Okay, the old man is sitting here. So when you sit in front of the old man and that old man is wearing the glasses, then your image, your reflection will be reflected on his glasses, right? Just like here the poet's image is reflecting on the glasses. So here your own divided face in the pair of glasses on an old man's nose is all the countryside you get to see. When you go to the countryside, when you go to the village side, when you go to the rural area, then you get the scenery. Yes, also you can get the people, older people, they are wearing glasses, and you can go through the journey and you can get the greenery there. So you can see the old man there in rural life, right? Okay. So next is you seem to move continuously forward toward a destination just beyond the caste mark, beyond his eyebrows. Okay. So here what the line is showing that you seem to move continuously forward. The people are going forward. The people are heading toward the Jejuri, toward the destination. What is their destination? Their destination is Jejuri, the Khandova temple. Just beyond the caste mark. Here the caste mark shows. This is the caste mark. This is the caste mark that this man is put on his forehead. So just beyond the caste mark, beyond his eyebrows. So when you go to the Shiv temple, when you go to Mahadev temple, then you can get you put something, some kind of sign, some kind of caste mark on your forehead. So just like the people are making some kind of marks, this is called caste mark on their forehead, right? So this is also means you can see that Arun Kolatkar is trying to cover minute to minute things or nuanced things, right? So outside the sun has risen quietly. It aims through an eyelet in the tarpaulin and shoots at the old man glasses. So this is the time the sun has risen and the morning has come, right? Morning has come and it aims through an eyelet in the tarpaulin and shoots at the old man's glasses. Okay, when the sunshine comes, the sun rays comes, then it reflects on the glasses of the old man. That is the sunshine is coming from here and the sunshine is reflecting on his glasses, right? So this is the imagination. You can image why I have mentioned this kind of image here, so that you can get and you can understand, you can comprehend this topic easily. So it becomes very easy to understand when you imagine or when you get some kind of image, right? So this is the last. I sort of sunbeam comes to rest gently against the driver's right temple. The bus seems to change direction. Okay, a sort of means you can say the tearing. By tearing some darkness, the sunshine coming, and the sunshine is coming to the driver's head from driver's side, and as the bus is going through and the bus is moving from one direction to another, then the sun rays seems to be moving, but the sun rays is not moving. That sun is its own direction, but we are moving. That's why that seems to be the sun's direction. The sun's rays seem to be moving, right? So as the bus seems to change direction. As the bus change the direction, then the sun ray seem to be moving. But it is not in reality. This is the imagination. At the end of bumpy ride with your own face on the other side. When you get off the bus, and last line is you don't step inside the old man's head. Okay, this is the very important line. At the end of bumpy ride in the sense the road is very bumpy, dilapidated. So जिसमें बहुत सारे गड्ढे होंगे, उबड़ खाबड़ होंगे, ऐसा रोड है, उसको बोलते हैं bumpy ride. So because of the bumpy ride, and the poet is got off the bus. Okay, so this is the last line, and this is the last journey, and you don't step inside the old man's head. The old man is sitting here and he's wearing the glasses. You cannot see beyond the glasses, because there are the reflection of your own image. There is the reflection of the sun ray, so you cannot see his eyes because of the glasses. The glasses become the abstraction. So here's another thing that you can see the philosophically, that we cannot understand the thought of the old man. What kind of thoughts he is going through inside his mind, we cannot understand. This line is showing that you don't step inside the old man's head. Okay, so this is all about the bus. This is the first poem of the Jejuri. There are 31 poems in the Jejuri. So thank you for watching this video, and this is all about from my side. If you want to learn, then you are supposed to learn and do some summary from your own. So thank you for watching this video, and here is the alert that if you are trying to join, if you are searching for any kind of coaching center, then we are going to start new batch from the Tuesday. That may be 5th of August. Okay, so thank you for watching this video and join our courses. Thank you.